Hello everyone, I'm Marina and did Sakramel School. Today's model texted me and asked for a nail transformation for her nails that she has got done at one of the top nail salons. Stay tuned to see the transformation. Let's get into it. So here are today's nails. They grew a lot, while some of them cracked in the ingrowth points. There has been a nail extension with paper forms. And guess what? My model claims that these nails are just 2 weeks old. They got really messed up though. Some of the nails got missing, but now let's take a closer look. Not only did the nails last poorly, but they also cost a fortune. To be honest, my eyes rounded when I heard the sum. I couldn't believe they were that expensive. Any wild guesses? You may think they cost about $20. But in fact, these nails cost $40. Yes, these very nails cost 40 bucks. And their quality doesn't live up to the price. I'm sorry the model had to pay so much for such a shabby work that did not last. It's one thing if such nails are done by a beginner nail technician, but they were done by a professional at a top nail salon, a rather famous one in Moscow. So I've got a question. Why would someone pretend they can do the job when in fact they can't do it well? Leaving all the gaps aside, what about French tips? They all look uneven and textured. The edges are messy too. That applies to the work in general. It took 2.5 hours to complete. To get this, every client wants their nails to get perfect, especially when they are ready to pay more for their extensions. And I doubt they want them to fall off in 2 weeks, so that they have to get them done again. What do you think? Is this nail extension worth the price? Let me know in the comments. I have removed the coating, and my primary task was to remove all the liftings. I felt them out with the tip of the drill bit. There were gaps on the sides. So I wondered whether the flimsy free edge would last. I considered the options for these nails. Removing them and doing a new extension would be too easy. I'd like to come up with something more complex when it comes to nail repair. Imagine you've got a client like this. What would you do to fix such nails? Is that even possible? I must admit that I wasn't sure whether I could do it, whether I could transform the nails, but I took a chance and tried. I need to do a nail fill by literally filling the gaps. A manicure comes without saying. Then I degrease the nails and add some primer for proper bonding. I do it only on the natural nails. Then I do a thin layer of a rubber base coat, again for better bonding. I don't cover up the cracks. I outline them so as not to get on the skin. Do you like manicure and nail extensions? If you do, join my new online course on nail sculpting, from zero to pro, and get your certificate. The course is available worldwide. For more information, click the link in the description box below. Today, I will be using dual forms. I thought about filling the gaps with some polygel, or maybe using jelly gel, or just a regular gel. But I realized that using dual forms would be the quickest option, to avoid any pooling. I will be using a gel that aligns easily. We went for a milky one. My model showed me a reference photo that featured a milky gel, so we followed it. I cover up the nail with the gel, apply a dual form to it, and ask the model to assist while curing. We need to secure it near the cuticle. Then I turn the nail over and touch it up with a thin brush to fill in the gaps. Then I sand the nail to cure for 1 minute. Now I need to do the same for the rest of the nails. We need to keep the tips thin. Same for the cuticle zone, but there should be more gel in the central part. Also make sure that the gel doesn't flow out of the dual form and that it doesn't pull the cuticle. Removing the forms is the coolest part. We clip them off and get even nails. I love this effect. Clients often wonder how it's even possible to do nails in such a short time. Now we need to smooth out the layers near the cuticle. I'm using a purple drill bit with a thin tip. It doesn't get clogged much. Then I need to shape the nails. I noticed a gray spot in the center of the index nail. I believe it's a bubble. Let's see why they may appear. Most of the index nails are naturally curved. My models are no exception. The nail grows downward, and the dual form I used wasn't curved. So there is an air pocket between the nail and the form. It got cured like that. I punctured it with the needle, and now I need to file it out with the drill bit to fill it in. It reminds me of a tooth filling process done by a dentist. They also file it, then fill it in and cure. Did you know that nail sculpting actually descended from dentistry? Anyways, here's a fun story for you. There once was a dentist who hit his nail really hard doing some household chores in his garage. And without much ado about it, he decided to patch it up with some tooth filling material. Somehow this case gave birth to nail sculpting as we know it. Now let's move on to nail art. We will be using glitter for the tips, but we will tone it down. I blend it out in the center and send it to cure. It's so pretty. Now we need to build up the cuticle zone and the apex. Since the nails are flat now, they can crack in the ingrowth points. For this, I'm going to use a liquid gel. That's its name. It isn't as hard as a regular gel. It's more rubbery, but it's perfect for strengthening short nails, and it will also last well near the cuticle. First off, I cover up the nail plate. Then I put a small drop near the cuticle and spread it without getting on the free edge. I just need to keep it sheer. Besides, there is a layer of milky gel, so we don't need to strengthen it. Now I want to add some sliders to spice up the design. I stamp them on top of the tacky residue from the gel. I suggest we also use some live gold, as in the reference photo. Now I do a medium layer of top coat to secure sliders and golden elements. I also align the nails a little bit, but it isn't as dramatic as a regular alignment. Now I turn the nail over for 10 seconds and sand it to cure. Now we've got the inside to work on. I'm using the previous purple drill bit and file out the leftover gel, forming a thin tip. I touch up the shape and finish it off with a silicone carbide polisher to polish all the tiny hangnails. Since we added some gel on top, we got a transverse arch, so the nails are not as flat as they used to be. I'm in love with this nail art. It's so light and glittery, and it's also very gentle. Give it a big thumbs up if you're a fan of it too. Now let's sum it up. Choosing a nail salon, make sure to read the reviews, check out the photos, or choose the one that people you know can recommend. What about today's transformation? Is it worth a thumbs up or not? Success in your work. Good luck. Bye-bye.